Come in over there.
Okay, get in around now.
How do you chill?
Tidy on
I'm trying to get taxi from the
with a group hug. It's your best face on
out
now.
there, yeah,
I'm bringing this home now to Waterford, you know, so.
India, got it.
Best smile up, here we go.
Alright, let's go. We are going to do now, we're going to look at your translation tests. Again, let's leave out the upper cervical spine for the moment. We're going to come back to that after your Viva exam. So let's pretend the upper cervical spine, put it in the black box, put it away for the moment. Okay? Do know your assessment for it, but don't worry about it too much for this Viva. We're going to look at from C2, C3 on down. Okay? So the lower cervical spine, which tends to refer to the arms. It tends to have a lot of pressure around C5 and C6 and all that kind of thing and so on. We're going to look at that section. So, when you start off doing your translations, to orient yourself, you're going to palpate the spinous process of C2, then you're going to count down, and start from the bottom, and work up doing your translations. Using that cradle grip, so you've got that part of your hand there is your applicator, pushing into the articular pillar, so behind the transverse process, rolling behind the TP, and push across with that part of your hand. Does that make sense? And that part there. Okay, so we start down the bottom, and we're going to translate one way and the other way, and we're going to compare the end feel, the range of motion, and maybe you might get some symptom reproduction. When I translate across this way, the facet joints on this side have to slide open, which is like side bending and rotation to the left. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. These ones go slide close, which is like side bending and rotation to the left. Okay, pretty much. So we can use this as a proxy for side bending and rotation, or we can use it as a screening exam for side bending and rotation. So we find there's a bit of a problem there. I'm not sure quite what it is. So then we can start from the top down, and I can palpate in. Now I'm going to change my grip to work the side bending pivot. I'm going to check the right hand side. I'm going to slide this hand under in a cradle grip, just like we did. And instead of using the double cradle grip, I'm going to put my index finger over that facet joint. So in that little space there, between the posterior, or the upper trap bit there, in the back of the neck and the scalene, I'm going to slide into that space and try and sit my finger on the articular pillar, okay, on the process. And you'll feel a little ridge there for each facet joint. If someone's got a thick, strong neck, will you feel it very clearly? No. Could you possibly be imagining you're feeling it? However, the reliability isn't off, okay? The reliability is okay on the interclass correlation coefficients on pivots is okay. So you can take some information in, but I wouldn't be making any life-changing decisions based on what you find in your pivot assessment. That make sense? But what level you'll mobilize? Yeah, sure. You can make a decision based on this. Make sense? Okay. So you've got to recognize the limitations of the tests. So again, you're going to start here from the top down, and we're going to try side bending. So I'm going to make a fulcrum at the level I want with my left hand, and I'm going to feel that sliding open with my index finger here. So it's a modified cradle grip, then I move down. When we check pivots, what do we compare? Okay. Above and below, left to right, and to the file of what's normal in your head. So when you check loads of normal people, like we're going to do today, you'll recognize when something feels a little different in the clinical setting. Very much a qualitative type of assessment. Again, start at the top, that's C2. This hand sitting in like a cradle. This hand here, fingers underneath the head, and index finger on that articular pillar right there. We're using the left finger point of the index finger because that's better for palpating, right? And as we go right down through the neck, you should end up in full side down. There's no getting right in the bottom. Yeah, fulcrum to the right. So I'm bending the spine around that stable fulcrum.
But then you put the rest of your hand underneath.
Probably, yeah. So I'm like this, holding the head there. That's the fulcrum on the articular pillar, and that thing there is going to, that index finger is going to palpate there. So that's for the assessment. When I want to treat, then I can go back to that position there. It's a stronger position to treat in. That make sense? Okay, so you're never going to be there with the two index fingers on like that, or like that. That's where you're going to be at. So, say we found one down the bottom of the neck, it's not going to move too well down in here. Let's say it's around 3, 4, something like that. It's not slide bending so well. So we go back into the original cradle grip. We take it to end of range, and we can do a little oscillation there. We can do a grade 3. A little kind of grade 4, side bending. We can't really do that for rotation, we can't for side bending. Or, we can do this. We can take it to the end of range. Trish, could you gently bring your head back to where we came from? And relax. Next parry, and go again. 2, 4, 5, and relax. And once more. And relax. Perfect. Then we can reassess that. Make sense? So, translations, side bending assessment, side bending treatment. Go to your groups.